Chapter 7. The Meeting Ground. From the beginning, humanity sought to understand the Creator through the means available to them: physical rituals, sacrifices, and the deep, quiet stirrings of their own conscience. They could sense a higher power, something beyond their grasp, but their understanding was limited. Worship, as they knew it, relied heavily on what was etched into their hearts, the inner knowledge of what it meant to honor the Creator. Their connection was indirect, shaped by the guidance of prophets and occasional messages delivered by angels. These messengers, though important, were distant reflections of the Creator's true nature. They conveyed pieces of truth, but the full picture was veiled. In these early days, humanity's attempts to reach out to the Creator were deeply rooted in physical acts. They built altars, offered sacrifices, and followed the law as best they could. Yet, these acts could never fully capture the essence of worship the Creator desired. The physical realm was only a shadow of the spiritual reality the Creator inhabited. The people, bound by their physical nature, could not yet comprehend the deeper, spiritual connection that lay beyond the rituals. There was something more, a connection that couldn't be expressed through burnt offerings or the blood of animals, but instead through the Spirit. The Creator, who existed beyond time and space, understood that for humanity to meet Him on His ground, they needed more than prophets and messengers. They needed something personal, a way to bridge the gap between their physical existence and His spiritual reality. But before this could happen, humanity had to reach a point where they could understand this new kind of worship. Their early attempts, while earnest, were incomplete. Worshipping through physical acts was only a starting point, a placeholder for the greater understanding that was yet to come. And so, the Creator began to lay out His plan, a plan to come into the physical world Himself, to meet humanity not just through laws or messengers, but through an embodiment of His very word. This was more than a decision. It was the unfolding of a plan written into the very fabric of creation. The Creator would send an avatar, a living message that could speak directly to His creation, explaining in terms they could grasp that true worship was not bound by physical acts but was a matter of the Spirit. Before the avatar's arrival, worship relied on humanity's best efforts to reach upward, stretching out through the limited understanding they had. It was guided by the law, and though the law revealed much, it was still only a part of the whole. The prophets spoke the truth as they received it, but their words were, at best, glimpses of a much larger reality. Messengers came and went, delivering warnings or promises, but none stayed to walk beside humanity in their struggles. The relationship was distant, reverent but incomplete. Then, in the fullness of time, the Creator made Himself known in a way that shattered the barriers between the physical and the spiritual. He came to earth not as a distant messenger, but as the embodiment of His own word, the living connection between the seen and the unseen. Through His life and teachings, He would show humanity what it truly meant to worship, not with their hands but with their hearts and spirits. The Creator's avatar walked among them, spoke their language, and used metaphors they could understand. Yet everything He did pointed to something far greater than the physical world they knew. Through this personal connection, the Creator revealed that true worship was a meeting ground, not of altars and sacrifices, but of spirit and truth. It was an invitation to step beyond the limitations of the physical realm and enter into a spiritual relationship with the One who had made them. This meeting ground was not found in a temple or on a mountain, but within the Spirit itself. It was a place where humanity could finally meet the Creator on His own ground, His spiritual territory. This chapter of humanity's story was a turning point. No longer would worship be confined to rituals and rules. The Creator had come, not just to explain the rules, but to invite humanity into a new way of being, one where the physical was merely a reflection of the deeper spiritual reality. This meeting ground was not found in a temple or on a mountain, but within the Spirit itself. It was a place where humanity could finally meet the Creator on His own ground, His spiritual territory. And the scripture that confirms this is from John 4:21-24. Jesus saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh, when ye shall neither in this mountain, nor yet at Jerusalem, worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what, we know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews, but the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship Him. God is a spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. The Avatar had shown the way, and now it was up to humanity to follow, to step out of the shadows of physical acts and into the light of spiritual truth.